All right, you guys. Hi, welcome. It's Laurie from It's Something. I've got Sam here, all the way from Melbourne, Australia. Melbourne, Australia. It's tomorrow there in our time.
It's Thursday the 23rd, 9 a.m. over here.
Yeah, and it's Wednesday our time. So I appreciate you, Sam. I know you're really busy. I had the great pleasure to meet you and Jake when I was in London a year ago in the summer. And that was a nice little layover bonus that I got to be with you guys. But I've been purchasing my crypto with you guys. I think it's going on 5 years now, so quite a while. I'm loving the new dashboard that you guys have. I love that you've lowered the purchase pricing to $500. That gets a lot of newbies in. And that's what we're here today to talk about. I would love for you to take a couple minutes to introduce yourself, Sam, who you are, what Caleb and Brown is, and a little bit about what you guys do.
Of course. So hopefully you can see my name there. My name's Sam Boyle, and I've been with Caleb and Brown for the last 5 years. And we started back in 2016. And back then, prior to Caleb and Brown coming about, we were all in the crypto space. So me, myself, I was in crypto in 2015. And then my brother and I, we've been working together for the last 5 years. He was in, I think, 2012 or so. And we had a small group of us that were all in the crypto space, helping friends and family. And then we'd help them with wallet storage, what to watch out for with exchanges, teaching about how these exchanges operated. And from there, a lot of those friends and family started referring other friends and family. And then they started to realize, oh, well, we've got a bit of a brokerage happening here, and we're actually creating value in this market that doesn't exist. And Caleb and Brown was formed in 2016. I was one of the first employees around that time, and then it's just been a lot of fun since then. And we've applied that same type of care and value for friends and family, and then their friends and family, and for all of our clients over the years, the exact same thing of helping them out with storage, with purchasing, with holding, and selling in the market, different target orders, different strategy, and because it's a crazy space.
A crazy but a good space, and it gets addictive in a good way. One of my things, and I'll just kind of chime in here on things that kind of piqued my interest, was I was all annoyed, and some of you guys will or will not understand this. I had some VThor in my wallet, and I was moving things around, and I'm like, literally, you guys, I had like $6 of VThor, and I'm like, I hate this, the bet. I don't want it. And then yesterday, I'm looking in CoinMarketCap, and it was up 100%. So, I think the universe was trying to go, Laurie, you had some of this before because I loved my bet. And again, when you start getting into crypto, I can't have all of them, right? I like to tell people to try and have under 10. That's plenty to try and manage. Yes. I know that some experts have more than that, but I'm trying to get my wallet down under so that I maybe have 9 so I can go pick one up. I just got some car testing not too long ago. But one of my things that I'm super excited about is I bought my daughter's new cars for Christmas because my H-bar went like 5x'd.
Congratulations.
So yeah, I don't know that I've really pulled out any profit in 5 years. I'm starting to now because I've been in it for a long time. And that's something I want to talk to people about too. But I know we're trying to keep this to newbies. I appreciate your time, Sam. And so I'll let you continue on.
Oh, of course, yeah. Well, that was a little bit of the backstory of the people in Caleb and Brown and how we all came about, and we apply that same ethos to helping out friends and family. They referred friends and family. Those people liked us, and it crosses borders, and they refer people they know, and then we come across an individual who has a live stream or it's a crypto. They have the crypto trading groups, and then they refer their people, and it's just been built organically. And to put it simply, about when it comes to how Caleb and Brown works, we can buy, sell, and swap cryptocurrency. So we can buy it with fiat coming in, with US dollars, Canadian dollars, euros, British pounds. Looking to buy crypto, we can trade over 300 different cryptocurrencies, and then we can hold it in cold storage. We can help with your own cold storage. So if I'm working with you, I can help over the phone with moving things around and making sure your own personal cold storage is in order. We can hold it on our end in offline cold storage. We have wallets separated from every other client for as long as you need. And then we can sell and set target orders. And the best way to describe Caleb & Brown, it's very much more akin to a lot of these traditional trading brokers and gold and silver brokers, but in a very, very nascent and complex industry. It's an industry full of thousands of coins. We want to make it as super, super simple as possible. And we have people in every step of the way. So we're the number one like customer focused crypto business in the world.
And what I wanted to say was one of the things that piqued my interest, because when I got in, we've always talked about if it's not in your wallet, it's not your coins.
Yes.
So what piqued my interest about starting to hold some of my coins in my dashboard with you guys was that it was insured. Can you speak a little bit in terms of that, Sam? Because again, I want people to be in safe, and there's so many scammers in this industry. I get email upon email, on something from Ledger, on something from Ethereum. I'm like, nobody's ever going to email you. But can you talk a little bit about the safety factor? And then are you able to do you have like a sample dashboard or anything that we could share the screen so that they might be able to see something, or should I get with Jim on that next week to share?
Definitely organize that with Jim. I would have to log into my personal portal and put that on the screen.
I don't want yours, and I didn't want to show mine. But I'll get with Jim and see if maybe we can do a sample one or something.
That'd be amazing. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a really good question. And it's the most important question in the crypto space. It's half the reason we came about. Because when you put your crypto on an exchange or any asset on an exchange, you actually sign off on ownership in a certain way. So the way in which exchanges operate is that if you have assets on the exchange, they are able to use that in the background to facilitate other transactions and make money from it. They operate like a bank where, if there's not a one-to-one ratio of what's in your account as a balance and what's in an actual wallet sitting there ready to go, ready to withdraw, ready to sell. And what happens is that in a bull market, when everyone's looking to sell at once, when everyone's looking to withdraw at once, it's like a bank run. Exchanges have to shut off trading, shut off withdrawals or lower withdrawal maximums, and it gets extremely stressful at the worst possible time. So what we do, since day one, we've been using offline cold storage for all client crypto that's held with us. And back then, there was no such thing as crypto insurance whatsoever. So we had to really focus on security. We had to make sure wallets and crypto is separated from client to client. So if there's any issues whatsoever along the way, it's not affecting a bulk wallet like these exchanges with their hot wallets. We wanted to make sure it's offline so it cannot be hacked. And then later, around 3 years ago, we actually partnered with Fireblocks, which is a institutional custody provider. And they added an additional layer of security on top of our existing cold storage, which is called multi-party computation. And to put simply, yes, when your crypto is with us, we have the private key and you're able to withdraw from us to your wallet. However, even the private key, not one individual has access to. It's sharded or split across multiple parties. And it actually, in order to withdraw, it requires you as a client to be a part of that process to move it out of a wallet. So the not your keys, not your coins saying, it very much applies. Where it's like, if it's not your keys, it's not in your local possession, it's not your coins. It applies to a lot of these exchanges. The whole saying has come about because you actually sign off on that ownership. And on our end, it's very much just a case where it is sitting in an offline cold storage wallet dedicated to you, owned by you. And even if Caleb & Brown, something was to happen to Caleb & Brown, if, let's say we were to go bankrupt or anything, God forbid, was to happen, the actual assets that we're holding for clients aren't on our balance sheet, and they're not able to be used to pay off creditors or go through administration. We're more like a gold and silver vault solution where you have your physical safe, and if that company was to go down, you have to collect your gold. We have to send it out to the respectable owners. So that's what we focused on put a lot of capital and effort into when it comes to custody.
And that was about 3 years ago you started doing that?
Around, yeah, I believe it was 2.5, 3 years ago. We had Fireblocks come on as a partner. And the biggest thing I forgot to mention there is that they actually provide an additional layer of insurance on the crypto held. So we utilize them for that splitting and sharding of the private key, where you need Face ID and in multiple parties to actually approve any movement of assets. So you can't gain access to the full private key. Then, because of the way in which they operate, they have actually been able to, and this is such a saving grace, when you see a company that is happy to insure a certain amount per vault of crypto, you know they're quite trusting and they actually got a nice, solid, trusting process, and something they're very, very happy with and comfortable with to provide that insurance. Yeah.
Well, and that's something that, because I have so many people that have been reaching out to me that don't even understand what a coin is and everything. They're like, oh, I did buy some on Coinbase and it's still over there. And I'm like, get it off Coinbase. They're like, oh, I've got some over on PayPal. Oh, I'll have to find my login and stuff. And that's another thing that I want to touch on, is that you want to make sure that it's safe. And what I've been telling people is just go buy $100, go buy $1,000, whatever you're willing to lose in the next 90 days. And if you enjoy doing it, then purchase more. But as you're doing that, and just because you throw $500 or $1,000 into this thing, this wild thing called cryptocurrency that's been around for 15 years, and Sam and I know it's not going anywhere, okay? It's still going to be there in a year or two. You just want to make sure that you're holding your seed phrases, your passwords, super safe, as if there was $1 million in there, right? You want to be as safe as possible. And so I have crypto spread over multiple wallets, and now I have some over at Caleb and Brown. And I have to say, you know, I've sent over coins, and now they're in my dashboard. I can go look at them. I get an email that states when I've made a deposit over there from one of my other wallets. But I really appreciate that. And then I also have to say that I had done a business transaction where I sent multiple Bitcoins. And I was messaging back and forth with Sam, and we got it done. But it did take not quite 24 hours, but because it was a larger amount, and I haven't really cashed out at all ever. So it was like one of my first transactions, and it was multiple, hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they were there holding my hand for it. So they weren't just like, okay, it's just like sending over $10. But you guys were keeping me up to date. You knew it was me. Because we've been in contact, we've had each other's cell phone numbers, for the last 4+ years. It just, I felt comfortable with that. And I was able to sleep at night knowing that it was over in trusted hands. So
very glad to hear. And I'm glad you raised that as well. And I remember that process. And what happens there is that we've always got the assets on hand in a wallet ready to go. But we've got so many different teams that all need to sign off on different transactions. So if you've got, let's say, $500,000 in one coin and then $6 million in another coin, and you're looking to withdraw it all to a wallet, we're able to withdraw it in a minute. When it comes to the blockchain and the assets that are there, we can withdraw it right away. But internally, we've set in place these processes where I, as your representative and your broker and your main contact at Caleb & Brown, have to speak to you over the phone to confirm this withdrawal is coming from you and you alone. There's email, two-factor authentication for emails, your phone number, and then also over the phone with conversation. And then that conversation I need to speak to the other team to confirm that this is all good to go. They have to look through all the communication, and then on top of that, in order to verify the actual address you've provided, there's a multi-factor authentication process there. So it's quite similar to you can have your gold and silver in a physical vault in your house, and you can buy a whole range of different types of vaults. You can have like a gun vault, which is super, super, super heavy. You need a crane to pick it up. You can have, and it's very difficult to get into. You can have your gold and silver sitting in there, and it's also underground, and it's just the perfect personal or even buried in your yard and you've got specific coordinates for that. Think of that like cold storage in your own possession. Now, when it comes to the crypto space, you can have ledgers and trezors and physical hardware wallets. There's levels to how secure you can make it. And I can help with all of that, with the ways in which you hold crypto in your own possession. And then I can also look at us like a gold and silver vault that has put hundreds of thousands, if not millions, into the actual custody solution for clients. And they have segregated wallets, and you've got this institutional type moat around all the crypto that cannot be touched. And it's completely up to you. So we have no incentive to hold your crypto. We're just here to help along the way. It's quite literally it.
And you guys make your fee. You have a brokerage fee, which if you're going on any exchange, you're going to be paying something. So can you talk a little bit in regards to that? Because that's how you guys make your money.
Yes. Yeah. And so with Laurie as well, with the link she's shared, the only fee we charge is on buying, selling, and swapping. So no deposit and withdrawal costs, no hidden fees there. And it's just a simple 3.5% fee on anytime you're transacting or moving from one asset to another. Now, on an exchange, you might actually have a 1% fee, or sometimes there's places where they say it's a 0% fee. And what they do, the pricing of the coins they have in their favor can be sometimes 1% to 2%. Then they have their normal fee. Then when you're actually putting through the trade, you realize you have to go from US dollars to Tether, then Tether to cryptocurrency. And along the way, there's all these additional fees. Or if you're swapping from one cryptocurrency to another, they've got a price premium or spread on the pricing of this coin that you're selling. So you lose out like 1% or so. And then they have their 1% fee. And then you actually have price impact if you're selling a large amount that impacts the price of the coin against you. And then you have to go into Tether, which has a fee and a spread of Tether and price premium, like similar to taking US dollars to Vietnam. You're looking to get, they say they don't charge a fee, but then the actual amount of Vietnamese dong you get is 5% different to what you should have.
Yeah.
They have that on, when you're swapping from crypto to crypto, you have to weave through different assets to get there. And then it's all these hidden fees are happening along the way. We make it extremely simple, where you go from US dollars to crypto without issue, 3.5% fee. You can go from crypto to crypto without all these different hurdles along the way, adding it up, and it's one fee just for that. And there's physical traders for every single order that you put through that execute the order to avoid price impact and market slippage, which is very cool. And I can go into this for
I know, and I don't want to confuse people, because even that, they're like, wait, what? You have to go and get, and I was talking actually to my cousin who might be on here live. He was like, well, what if we want to trade coins? And I'm like, no, you're not going to be getting into trade. I want you just to buy some crypto. I'll tell you which ones I have. You don't have to get the ones, but just to take out the guesswork, just go buy some. But you're going to just hold on to it. With regards to us storing our coins in our wallet with you, though, there's no, if I send from my wallet, from my Atomic or my Exodus or Ledger over to you guys to hold on to some VET, let's just say, because we have VET talking about over here in the chat. Yes. And then I want to send VET back over to my other wallet. There's no transaction fee for that, correct?
Correct. No fees whatsoever for depositing crypto, withdrawing crypto, depositing funds or withdrawing funds, and then no maximums as well. So no limitations ever.
And what about, because let's say it is VET, you need to have some Ethereum to send that, right? So let's say I'm going to have some Ethereum in my wallet over at Caleb and Brown, and I want to send it back over to an Exodus or an Atomic wallet. Then I'm going to have a small fee on the Ethereum, correct?
We charge the gas fees.
Yeah.
We cover the gas fees. We cover the transaction fees on the Ethereum network. Sometimes if we're sending different altcoins, that can really add up.
Yeah.
But we cover that on our end without
issue. You cover that on your end, even though we're not buying or selling it. We're just simply moving it from one of our wallet that happens to be over to one of our other wallets.
Correct. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So you can be a client, deposit crypto with us, hold it for 3 years, withdraw that crypto and 4 other coins, and no fee would have been charged whatsoever.
Okay. And I was just like, can't talk, specifically wondering about the like
Yes.
Ethereum, because there are some fees there. So no, that's good to know. And that's the thing, what you're always going to be paying fees. One of the things is you want it to be safe. I always talk to people about spreading not having all your eggs in one basket. And that's why I like that you guys do have the capability of storing our crypto. And I'm going to talk to Jim about that, because we are going to do a call next Thursday, and I'll have that recorded as well when I'm out in Utah at Sundance. So we'll get that taken care of with that. But is there anything else? I know we've kind of gone back and forth, but what else could you share with us? Where, again, these are for new people that are just getting into the market. You know, we've been around I've been almost 5 years. How long have you been doing this, Sam? How long have you, when did you get into cryptos?
2015 myself.
Okay. So you're like 10 years, twice as long as me. I still don't know this much. And none of this is financial advice, you guys. I'm not a financial planner, know nothing about that. This is a hobby for me, and I happen to have done really good, and I really like it.
Yes. Yes.
What do you see happening with like the coming year, or, you know, can you talk a little bit, like we've kind of been in a bear market and a bull market now. Can you explain kind of those two things to people that are just tuning in now today, for, you know, the mom at home taking care of her little kids, or the single adult dad who doesn't know anything about this kind of stuff?
Of course. Well, the whole crypto space, it's full of, as you've seen, thousands and thousands of coins, you know, different buzzwords, all this stuff that at face value doesn't make any sense. Now, you can very much simplify it over this year, especially, whereby around, let's say there's thousands and thousands of coin. You can get rid of most of those coins. You can just look at the top 300, or look at even, you know, out of the top 500, there might be 200 to 300 different coins that actually matter. And out of those 200-300 coins, you can actually split them up into different sectors. So along the way, especially this year, as we're leading into quite a growth phase, we've got the new administration in the US, it's pro-crypto. We've got the new SEC chairman. We've got the BlackRock, Bitcoin, Ethereum ETFs. All these stars are aligning around the world when it comes to this industry. And to make it very, very simple, we do see the space being split up into these different sectors. So Bitcoin is somewhat of its own sector, as like a digital gold and digital store of value. Then you've got smart contract platforms like Ethereum and competitors to Ethereum, which we can go into one-on-one together as well, that are these big, similar, like think about the App Store. We can build applications on the App Store, but think about that for a whole entire, you know, you can build a whole bank on the Ethereum network, like a decentralized bank on the Ethereum network, or these different projects. And when it comes to the competitors of Ethereum, that might be cheaper and faster, you can do a whole lot of other things. And that's one sector in itself. And then you've got the payment sector with XRP, XLM, XDC, Quant, HBAR, all those different coins that are to do with cross-border payments and decentralized finance. And then the gaming sector, the AI sector, and the decentralized finance sector, which are competitors to banks. And even that in itself is just like, oh, it's like way too much already. But when you split it up like that, you can really see, and I can chat with you all about what's actually happening there. And similar to the stock market, you can split the stock market into different sectors. You don't need to know anything about, go into the nitty gritty bits about the way in which it's built, the way in which these blockchains work, all the different things you need to learn. But we do see these main sectors that I've mentioned as the main sectors to do quite well if we do enter into a bull market, which is just a growth phase in the crypto space, similar to what we saw 4 years ago. And it's in a rising tide, all these ships rise together. Some cryptocurrencies have sunk to the bottom of the ocean, they're not coming up again. But we try and make sure that clients, when they're coming into the crypto space, they've got that knowledge of all the different coins that you should look out for. And I can have these discussions of the projects that you're looking into that you want to bounce ideas off of me. And that's the most important thing when investing in the space. You want to look at the mid to long-term strategy and the sectors that will be doing well and the main coins within each sector. And then you can kind of pick and choose from there. You don't have to spread yourself too thin across all these different coins. And that's what's exciting for this year ahead. We were just in quite an extended bear market. The market was very flat so we had the COVID 2020 flash crash across the world. Then we had a cryptocurrency bull market from there. That came to an end, and it's been an extended, dull period in the crypto space. And over 2024, that was like an accumulation phase. We'd want to start getting into the market. It was still a bit rocky, but we were luckily enough able to get an extended bear market where even over this year, you can still get into the space, and if there's some opportunities out there, which is very exciting.
And I'm showing here, you guys, it's Coin Market Cap. You can often go there to look at, there's thousands of coins on there to see like what Bitcoin's doing today, what's HBAR doing today, what's XRP doing today. So that I think some people think that it's just like people are keeping little notes on pieces of paper and trying to figure out what the price was. I'm like, no, there's actually these graphs. You can go on and see what Bitcoin was selling at 14 years ago and to the hour. So I just want people to know, if they're just start educating yourself a little bit, just spend a little bit of time. I got in when the world was shut down. I was spending 4 to 5 hours a day, 7 days a week, learning and listening and watching all what was happening in this space. And I just started taking 10% of my salary and started buying cryptocurrency. And most of mine have done really well. I've had 1 or 2 that didn't do so well. I had some strong that didn't do well, but I just, I can't say enough. I bought a new car 3.5 years ago because my XYO went. It flew. My XYO flew. I got my dream car, and that was 3.5 years ago, and it's paid for cash. So there's great things that you can do. And my biggest thing is learning how you're not going to learn everything all at once. Take baby steps. Like I say, go and buy $100 worth. People don't understand either. My brother was like, when Bitcoin was 60 something thousand. And I've been talking to my brother about this for 4 years. It drives me insane. He's like, I didn't understand why you weren't selling your Bitcoin. And I'm like, well, why would I? But also he didn't understand that you could buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. Can you explain a little bit from your point of view, Sam? Like you can buy, I know how it is, but from your point of view, like people don't realize, and that's the thing, you guys, Bitcoin hit $109,000 yesterday, but there's these other great coins that are like 0.0022 cents. And I can't remember, is that Doge or something like that, but you can buy just such small coins that are such a small dollar today, but may do something in the future. Not financial advice.
Yes. So 2 things there. When it comes to buying fractions of a coin, let's say you've got Bitcoin and you don't need to spend $100,000 plus on getting 1 Bitcoin. It's not like the stock market where you have to buy 1 share of Tesla stock, for example. It's similar to gold and different physical investments where you can buy weight. And you don't have to get 1 kilogram of gold. You can get gold split up into different fragments. You can get gold dust and buy weight, and you can buy 0.01 Bitcoin. Now that's for all the different cryptocurrencies. You can buy, let's say if you put $1,000 into a specific coin, you might end up getting 235.7213 units of that cryptocurrency. And on the actual coin pricing side of things, one thing that can happen is that people might enter into the space and you want to buy things that are extremely cheap. and the one coin looks very cheap. It might be 0.0001 US dollar per coin, or let's say 3 cents a coin, or 3 cents a token. And what you need to look at there is the actual total value of the project as a whole. So let's say I was to start a cryptocurrency project, I could make 1,000 coins at $1 each, or 10,000 coins at 10 cents each. Either way, it's valued at $1,000 as the whole project. So you can actually, let's think of it like a big pie, like that's the value of your whole business. And you can split it up into 2 shares where 2 people have 50% of the business. And let's say the business is worth $1,000. You've got 2, let's call it your units of that business worth $500 each. So it looks like it's an expensive asset to get into. Or you can have the same exact business represented by this big pie split up into 1,000 little slivers. And the best way to look at this is look at Bitcoin. It's valued at $109,000, or what it is today. Let's say it's $100,000 today. And there's a certain amount of Bitcoin in the market. Then you look at Shiba Inu. It's a meme coin, and it might be worth 0.000008 US dollars. But SHIB is still like a top 20 cryptocurrency. It's still a cryptocurrency that's valued at billions of dollars. It's just the way in which the project has decided to price the coin. So that's something to look out for. It does mean that the general market, that it does add a certain level of attraction to these smaller coins. So it is, if you're investing into the space, sometimes getting into these coins that look more attractive to other people is a very good idea as well. And I hope that makes sense. It's very, very much something I can go into in depth with.
No, it's just, I wanted to just again touch on this for people so that they know a little bit about what you guys do, a little bit about cryptocurrency. There's other ones besides Bitcoin that's costing $109,000. I always say once you have some skin in the game, whether it's $10 or $100 or $1,000, you start to pay attention more. And you kind of like spend more time researching and finding some people that you like listening to, right? And you just put more time into it. And then I feel like I'm like, go have a garage sale, go sell that old bicycle that you don't use. Or my brother has this bear rug that's sitting in his closet for the last 20 years that our dad gave him. I'm like, go sell that thing or get rid of it for $10 and go buy something, go buy some coins. So I just feel that you can usually find something, or don't buy that bottle of wine, or take out that extra lunch a week that you've been eating out or something, because usually you can find a few dollars. And when you start to see what a little bit of money in this space can start to do for you, it really kind of changes the way I think you start looking at it. So
Yes, I completely agree. And it's a difficult thing to jump into. And what I'd like to help with is giving people that knowledge of what is out there, and have these discussions of potential splits when it comes to the amount. Let's say the amount, you mentioned the amount you're looking to put into the space, just to start with, what you could potentially look at, and what you could, and getting your risk profile, and trying to understand what sectors you might be interested in. And let's say if you put a decent majority into like a nice safe haven asset class within the crypto space, within those top 5 coins, and then from there you can increase your risk with smaller amounts. All these different strategies can be deployed, and that's just the buying side. On the sell side, it's a fun story as well. So.
Well, and it's like we always talk to people too, and then I'll let you go, and I appreciate your time, but it's like dollar cost averaging in. If you were going, oh my gosh, I have $5,000, I'm going to go buy a bunch of coins today. It's like, okay, why don't we do that over the next 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah.
And because you never know what the market's going to do, right? And then it's also kind of like when you're going to do some, taking a little bit of profit, like in your ice cream, that we should all be doing. It's
Yes.
like kind of dollar cost averaging out too. So it's just, but yeah, I'm super excited to see what's going to happen now. In the United States, we have a president that's really into crypto, pro crypto, it sounds like. We'll see what happens. It's an exciting time. Obviously, it's been doing some good because Bitcoin's hit an all-time high after the new president got in. So I think it's pretty good for us.
It's looking pretty amazing. So already with some of the announcements, even so, the pardoning of Ross Ulbricht, and then looking into Tornado Cash, where what's happened is a lot of lawfare back in the day in order to, with different projects, not Ross Ulbricht, but let's look at some other different projects in the crypto space. Some things happening in the background is that they're looking into those cases that have happened and those different projects that have been built in the crypto space and realizing, hang on, nothing's malicious here. It was just like a system set up for people to utilize. And why was it actually attacked? Why was it actually targeted by the courts? And every day, I think we're going to be seeing some really exciting bits of news. And Trump's team as well has just purchased, I think it was $47 million in Ethereum, $47 million in wrapped Bitcoin, which is, the wrap, ignore that. It's pretty much just putting $47 million into Bitcoin. It's just in a different way.
And that's millions of dollars. Like,
yeah, correct.
It's just, and that's why I want people to know you don't need millions of dollars, right? That's billionaires doing some of that stuff and others, but it's just like, just a little bit can make such a huge difference. I mean, I gave my daughter's boyfriend crypto for Christmas. So instead of him getting a sweater or something, it's like, okay, here's a couple of 2 cryptos, and he was super happy. And so it's also then I can text him and I'm like, hey, did you see what X, blah, blah, blah was doing today? And all that stuff. So no, it's fun. I love it. It should be fun, but serious at the same time and safe. So Sam, I appreciate your time. I'm going to let you get on with your morning there in Melbourne. And I just appreciate you.
And you too, Laurie. And thank you so much for having me. Good luck. Did you say Sundance? You're off to Sundance.
I'm going to Sundance on Sunday, yes, to go skiing and celebrating Sundance Film Festival. Yeah.
I know that from Entourage, actually, when the brother Entourage back in the day, and they were at Sundance as well. Yeah. That's amazing. Well, enjoy. Hopefully I'm over in the US
so much.
For you guys, and that'd be amazing.
Thank you, Sam. We'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.